for the benefit of JP and Krista, although Krista's heard this spiel before, just to let them know that this is the this is the Trusted Referral Network, and we meet once a week. We also have an online directory site of all of the members. It's all marketing, small marketing services professionals, usually fairly specialized, even those that are either digital marketers or marketing services providers tend to focus on a particular industry or geography or something along those lines. And this is an opportunity for us to get to know each other and refer business potentially, collaborate, all those things. The referral piece, some people pay referral fees, some people don't. There's no requirement that you do. The network does not take any part of that. It's entirely between members. Right now, we've been working on a rolling 6-month trial that keeps on getting re-upped. I'm still working on my next platform, which I've been saying will launch soon, and it always will launch soon. Someday I'll be saying it launched, hopefully not too in the not too distant future. So this really is an opportunity in these meetings to introduce yourself, tell people what you can do, where your skill sets are, what you need, how you can help them, and then follow up. So if you mention your company and people take notes, they should be able to find it on the network, but also I encourage people to drop their LinkedIn into the chat so that at the end, everybody can save it. And if you forget who it is, the name of the person that you wanted to meet, you could always, say, Michael, who is that guy in the nice pink shirt? Since there's only one person wearing a pink shirt here, I'll go back to the video and Mark and connect you. So yeah, so
suggestions as well.
I'm sorry.
Can I make a suggestions as well as being on this?
Sure, please.
Can you let my computer in, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you were on. Yeah.
So my suggestion was that there's a lot of folks that are on this call that have seen the same presentation numerous times, or videos, or your 20-second pitch. Is that I would love to hear like a different approach, like a more like improvised one, just because you kind of get burned out on the same type of thing. So I just try to speak from the heart, and I'm not trying to tell people how to do their pitch or anything, but it's nice to see some other thing that we've seen 5 times already too, because a lot of us have been on there a lot.
Yep, and that's true. And also, if you could tell a story, we know there's a few people who are trained trainers, so to speak, and we all know that telling a story about what you do and how you've pulled a rabbit out of the hat, to take somebody else's term, is really helpful. It helps people remember who you are, and so I think that's always helpful. Some sort of small case study where you brought your real skill set to the fore.
Something emotional.
Make it emotional, exactly. Yeah. And you can cry. You could laugh. You can make us cry, or make us laugh. Yeah. Okay.
Or jealous.
Or jealous. One or the other, exactly. I want to know where Michael's it was 70,000 a month run rate, and now it's probably 100,000 a month run rate. But he's going to keep us in suspense.
It's going up and down. It's this economy is not fun right now, but it's right. Everybody needs leads, so I think I'm okay.
All right, cool. All right, so Lynn or Rajiv, do you want to just take 15 minutes? I'll tell you when we get to the 10-minute mark, so you have 5 left.
Okay.
You should be able to share your screen.
Can I share my screen? Okay.
Yes, you should be able to.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's see if this works.
How will I get everything done on time?
So many Excel sheets to look at. Why can't it all be in one place?
I need to prepare for a senior management presentation on our launch process. Where is the information?
Are you losing hours each week because your software isn't meeting your strategic planning needs? Then Lylli LaunchTools is the solution that is right for you. We've designed a way to streamline your entire strategic process in one highly intuitive and easy to use platform. We've focused the past 18 months on brainstorming and observing how our clients use a variety of existing software programs to launch their products. And from these insights, we've designed a solution that eliminates nearly every inefficiency, every technology gap, and every software learning curve that was holding them back from executing highly successful launches.
Welcome to Lylli LaunchTools, the first strategic launch software of its kind designed to completely uncomplicate the process of developing and capturing your launch plan. Lylli LaunchTools is built for global corporations and allows for seamless collaboration across functional teams and time zones. This way, everyone can clearly see their own accountability actions, enabling launch teams to increase efficiencies and skyrocket agility to hit launch targets while meeting critical project milestones along the way.
With real-time reporting and metrics tracking available on a user-friendly dashboard, your launch teams and stakeholders will have the information they need to manage their launch activities. Empower your launch teams to make the data-driven decisions that are crucial for a successful launch. Lylli LaunchTools is designed to reduce the pitfalls associated with a product launch by providing clarity and transparency of the launch every step of the way, highlighting risks to circumvent as early as the end of phase 2. Stop the email back and forth, dramatically decrease miscommunication, and prevent important launch components from falling through the cracks.
Plus, while other software platforms take months to implement, Lylli LaunchTools is designed to get you up and running in 2 weeks or less. You'll receive dedicated onboarding support so that your team can gain the proficiency with the platform as quickly as possible. Your patients need your products now more than ever. Let's help you launch with ease, collaborate without hiccups, and have the instant strategic insights you need to be successful with every new launch.
Request your free demo at lylilaunchtools.com.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it is, in fact, let me try something else.
Lynn is shaking her head. Doesn't look like the demo's coming up.
There's a little challenge, shall we say, from the free trial ending, and I'm trying to update it, and it's not updating quick enough.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So basically, so this is the website, lylilaunchtools.com. It is designed for, like, the core use case is for product launch teams in pharma, life science, and medical device companies. So that's the niche that we want to dominate. And a lot of the thinking has gone to help those users when they're managing their product launch. That being said, this at its, if we look at its guts, so to speak, or what makes it unique is it is essentially a process management, team collaboration tool that allows you to map any process and manage your team. So you can speak to your team within the tool. It has a live chat feature. So it's like sending somebody a DM inside, kind of like LinkedIn, you know, the way that LinkedIn chat works. It's kind of like that. And it allows for, and it creates, the tool automatically creates a customized dashboard for you, which allows you to see the various statuses of all the projects that you've loaded into it. So it automatically tells you the tasks that have started, the tasks that are delayed, the tasks that are at risk of running very late, as well as the tasks that have been completed. And the tool does this automatically. And in addition to that, it also, like you might have seen in the video, it shows you it gives you a visualization in Gantt chart format to help you see your timeline in a very visual kind of way. And you can customize the view by either making a day view, a week view, a month view, or even a year view. So that's something that's one of the 3 visualizations that it has. The second visualization is a Kanban chart, which tells you like the started, stopped, completed, all that. It does that for you. And then the other side of it is this view where you can, and this is the only tool that allows you to map your strategic goal all the way down to your key activities and tactics. So this is the only tool that allows you to do that. Monday doesn't do that. Wrike doesn't do that. Trello doesn't do that. Product Board doesn't do that. And a whole bunch of other things don't do that, either. And believe me, like we've done our research and homework to understand what they offer and how we're different. So that's definitely one of the biggest competitive advantages. And of course, rather than, as you can see here, so there's like a chat inside the tool that allows team members to communicate. So
you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, shoot. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So this is basically the internal chat feature that where team members can chat to each other inside the tool. So it kind of eliminates the need to email a team member from outside the tool. So everything is like self-contained, and it also has like a bunch of visual reporting. So this is the flow chart, which allows you to map your strategic goals all the way down to your key activities and tactics. This is the Kanban chart that shows you what started, what's not started, what's delayed, what's at risk. And this is the Gantt chart, which allows you to see it in a multiple of views, like a week view, a year view, month view, etc. So you can kind of see it as zoomed in as you want, or you can zoom out to see the big picture. And basically all these things are elements that you can either download from the tool or take a screenshot and then put it into a deck, especially if you're communicating the status of your project with internal or external stakeholders. So it makes it really easy to be able to do that, because usually leaders kind of want the big picture and they want it like really fast. They don't necessarily want to get into the details or get into the weeds. But if you need to get into the weeds, you totally can get into the weeds, because the tool allows for you to capture that as well as graphically display that to users, on an as needed basis. So this is something that it's something that like any one of us could use by creating an account. And if you have like team members, which could be either other 1099s or vendors or whoever, technically those can be added to your team and you can assign them specific tasks. So this way, other team members are not going to see other tasks that they're not being assigned to, because when they log into the system, the dashboard that they see is specific to the task that they've been assigned to. So they then kind of have an idea as to what they need to do, what are the timelines associated with that, and what are the action steps that need to get taken, because it's all very visual and it's not something that they need to like hunt for in an email or dive into some Excel sheet or a Google sheet or anything like that. Like the tool like does that for you visually, and it's all upfront.
I have a question. And certainly, so we're at the 5-minute mark, 5 minutes left, I should say. So I can imagine that, a company, let's say it's a $1 billion company, which is small for pharma. And they've got a product that they think is going to be a few $100 million. they might be a little bit concerned about, putting all of their data into a SaaS platform with a small company that, has not been around for a while, and doesn't have a huge development team, or and it looks like this, given what I know about building complex, sophisticated project management tools, this looks like it was likely built on a third-party platform and customized for this type of application. The pharma space, or is it built from scratch?
It's built from scratch.
Really? Wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, it's I think it's built on Angular and Node.js.
Okay, so the first question, is still valid. I think, if this were built on, I don't know, some well-known platform and customized, and so that, should you guys disappear, the client still feels comfortable that, they've got a platform built on a larger company's code base. How do you deal with that potential objection?
Well, I mean, as far as security and encryption goes, like the data is encrypted, and it's encrypted on the server level, as
it's
well as
more about the company's sort of stability, right? This could be a multi-year project, right?
Right. No, well, you're right. It often is. I mean, as you've seen in the video, like a launch is typically 4 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. So the company could use this tool anywhere in that time frame, from year 1 or year 4, or even year 5. But as far as, like, to answer your question, like, both Lynn's company, who has been focused in pharma since inception, I think Lynn's company is about 10 plus years old. My company is 10 plus years old as well. So we're both like pretty established companies and well known in the space, having won awards as well. So from that standpoint, I think the credibility and us being around and will continue to be around, I think that is something that nobody should have any problem with. So that's one piece of it. The second piece of it is that Lynn, in her company, has been servicing many large and small pharma companies like Pfizer, Novartis, GSK, et cetera, for many years, and continues to do so. So Lynn is known in the pharma world for being a trusted advisor, specifically for launch. So from that standpoint, like, people already know about her, and this is kind of like in addition to what she does, which is why it's branded under Connecte Pharma, since Connecte Pharma is the more well-known brand when it comes to pharma product launch.
Sorry, branded under Connecte Pharma, so it's not its own.
It's Connecte Strategy. It's
Connecte Strategy.
Connecte Strategic Solutions Group.
That's your company.
Yes.
Okay.
And because we work in the industry and have worked, as Rajiv said, we worked in the industry for over 10 years within launch strategy, and we work with companies for 3 or 4 years with their launch strategy. We actually help them do this physically. We help them develop their strategy. And they use things like Excel sheets, or they use things like Microsoft Project. So they're still putting it in a tool, but this makes it easy because we help them develop the goals right down to the tactics, so they can see it all in one place. But we're helping them build this as they go along. This is just a tool that they can use as we're developing that. And then we can pull the information off for senior management, and we can pull the information off for presentations.
Cool. Any other questions? We only have 11 seconds left. We could take one more question.
Yeah, I threw a question out there on the chat, Michael, about who their typical entree is at the pharma company.
So it's medical affairs VPs and directors and marketing VPs and directors. I did answer you, Mark.
Okay.
And, the reason it's called LaunchTools is because it's specifically designed for a launch, and it is a tool. We were going to call it Lylli LaunchPad, but that caused some errors, some issue with patenting, sorry, not patent, trademark.
Copyright.
So we changed it to Lylli LaunchTools, and we will be developing other tools we've already got another software that we're trying to develop as well to do with launch. So it's Lylli LaunchTools. And the Lylli part is because Lylli is so majestic and grows. And if you think about the Lylli Launch Pad, it's very strong and stable. And that's where we come in from, the strong and stable. This is highly encrypted, as Rajiv said. I have a lot of cyber insurance attached to the company, and we are very, very careful. It's very, only you can see what you're supposed to see. So marketing can't see what medical can see, and medical can't see what marketing can see. It's very distinct to what you can actually have access to.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. This was great to see it from the inside, so to speak, under the hood, and very impressive. You know, a software like that is not easy to build and manage, and so kudos to you guys for launching this. All right,
and
so
Michael, just one small request is, like, we obviously had like a little bit of a technical glitch, so hopefully once the glitch has been resolved, like maybe at a later time we can do like the actual demo.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. So I put in the chat the order, not necessarily which people showed up. Michael Falato has to leave at 15. So I put him first. We'll do 2 minutes because we do have about 15, let's see, yes, 14 people. So that'll give us just 2 minutes each. So, you know, tell us something that will help us remember you and what you do and how you work. Michael, everybody else will go on mute, so we don't have lots of overlapping here. I'm going to switch it to a speaker mode. Go ahead, Michael.
All right, Michael Fulato from Orlando, Florida, but originally from Chicago. 12-year veteran of the Air Force, and 10 years as a black belt jiu-jitsu professor. So that's hopefully how you remember me. But basically, I automate outreach, whether it's to help you guys recruit and find the right talent for you or your clients, or do lead generation. And the whole idea is to send enough emails and LinkedIn to get that right person or right lead for that company or your company. Too many companies use like HubSpot or Sales.io or some other platform to kind of use their own email to send out mass emails. They ruin their domain, they ruin their inbox, and they really are spending a lot of money on the data tools. So I kind of automate that all in one place, be your email sales recruiting expert, and help you kind of get focused on your own business versus the minute part of the things where just trying to find a lead or trying to find a candidate. And that's really what I do. So would love to help, or love to help your clients. I do pay a 10% referral for the first 12 months. So if I charge $5,000 a month, that's $60,000. That's $6,000 just for you to say, hey, go talk to Michael, go talk to Steve. And there is a couple guys on here already getting that paycheck. So would love to help.
Yeah, I just got a $400 check from Michael. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Michael.
Absolutely. All right, Jason Kramer, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Jason Kramer, founder of Cultivize up in Orange County, New York, which the locals know as downstate New York, but those in Manhattan would think of us as upstate New York. So bit a little geography there. Cultivize. So what we do is pretty unique. We focus on one thing, and that's helping companies nurture the leads that they generate for their business. What does that mean? There are thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of companies out there spending significant amount of money, more than $50,000 a year on marketing, thereabouts, and they don't have a system in place to do anything with those leads. They come in, they've been given to the sales team kind of juggles them. Some salespeople are better than others, but there's no unified way to track that activity and to help them really turn those leads into sales. And that's what we do. We create customized strategies. We work with an award-winning platform that connects either an existing CRM or we provide one to them and help them build a process to be sustainable so that the money they're spending on lead gen actually does something more than just generate a lead. It actually brings in that revenue. Great referrals for us are companies, like I said, that are spending typically north of $50,000 a year or more on lead gen. They have a sales team of 2 to 30 people. or they have an existing piece of software that they're really just not happy with, whether it comes to their CRM, and they're trying to find a way to amplify that piece of technology. Lastly, we also work with agencies across the US and even internationally to help their clients. So agencies that are typically in the $3 to $5 million range in revenue that have clients, again, spending $50,000 or more are really good partners for us because like Michael said before, we have also a revenue share model. So this is a no cost to the agency, no work for them, and it brings in an additional revenue stream, which is hard to pass up. So thank you for your time. I'll put some info about us in the chat.
Wow, really good timing. Very impressive. I think he had his own clock going. Okay, Krista Ginak.
I love how we're talking about goals, systems. I'm also going to talk about stories here because very often we can use stories to tell our to achieve our goal of boosting credibility, building trust, getting noticed, and ultimately the revenue goals. I'm Krista Ginak, Wise Words That Matter. My little story today is about an interior designer client that I had. I never thought, as a totally blind person, in a million years, that she would choose me to write about her stuff. What ended up happening, though, she felt that I could tell the story for her, the story of the pictures, because the pictures may be beautiful or aesthetically pleasing, but they're not the whole story. The story is about flow. It's about function. It's about the way that people use the space. It's about story. Krista Ginak, Wise Words That Matter.
Thank you, Krista. Now I know how to pronounce your last name. It's almost as if it's a J-A as opposed to G-I-A, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And I put my info about the actual services I provide and the ways that I can partner with people in this group potentially.
Wonderful. Thank you so
I'm
much,
always
Krista.
happy to be part of a team doing mutual client work.
And Krista, you don't do technical writing, do you?
A little, but more for the end users.
Okay. I have a potential lead. I can send you the information for some technical writing. It is like 40 hours a week though, so it's for like 6 weeks. Yeah, and it's part of a team. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming back again. And I believe we have a call set up one-on-one to talk about potential membership. Mark Iorio, you're up.
Thank you, Michael. I sell a line of pink shirts. That's all I do for a living. I've got a business called BCAT Partners. It's a pretty cool business. My partner and I developed a psychological tool that helps organizations and teams align their brand promise to their culture, or align their culture to their brand promise. And we do that with based on an archetype that was designed by Carl Jung back in the 1930s when he started to look at personality archetypes. We've taken that model and developed an archetype for teams. And we've done a little bit over 11,000 of these over the last decade. And, you know, we work with teams anywhere from 2 people all the way to thousands. What happens, you break down those silos, you get rid of that passive aggressive behavior. People start to work in a much more collaborative way as a result of following what we call a North Star. We help the team develop a set of aligned inspirations or codes of conduct for everyone to follow. The last step is to go to each and every individual to ask them to do 2 or 3 things, or what 2 or 3 things they believe they could do to get closer to the North Star. It's a powerful process. We're trying to, without a lot of success, align our index of alignment, which, you know, is a tool that we use to align the teams to the value of the business. And that it's proven to be very, very difficult, but we're trying to do that with a data analytics company. And Villanova, PA. So it's BCAT Partners. It's getbcat.com. And I put my LinkedIn in the chat. So thanks, Michael. Appreciate the time today.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you for showing up in a pink shirt. We will not forget. Love it. Okay. Jillfrances Gray, welcome back. Good to see you.
We got to be careful about what color shirts and how we show gender specific colors here.
There's no gender anything.
I know. I'm just giving shit. Sorry.
Jillfrances, you there?
Hi. Hi. Good to see everybody. I haven't been on one of these calls for a while, so I'll keep it short, even though I know I have 2 minutes. I'm Jillfrances Gray. I'm located in Newburyport, Massachusetts. My company is JFG Visual Communications, and I'm a brand strategist and visual designer. I primarily work with startups or entrepreneurs or small to mid-sized companies, providing strategy and marketing support and visual communications that can range anywhere from print to digital. And I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting to tell a story, so I don't have one off the top of my head, but it's nice to see everyone and thank you for having me and hope to learn more about all of you. Thanks.
Very cool. And Newburyport is like right on the coast there. Must be very nice.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful day today too. It's really nice.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Jillfrances. Okay, next on the list was JP Clement.
Hello again. Yeah, and sorry, I had to have breakfast. So JP Clement, CEO of Boomtime, based in New Mexico, in between Albuquerque and Santa Fe, for those who know that area, and work from home. We're fully remote at Boomtime. As you can hear, not from New Mexico. I grew up in France, did my MBA on the East Coast of the US and stayed. That was a long time ago. Spent about 27 years in California, and my wife's family is from New Mexico, and she decided that she wanted to be closer when we adopted 2 little guys. To go live closer and out of the mayhem of Los Angeles, where I spent 22 years. So got it here. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I just emailed Andre because I see all the vinyl, I think, behind him. And I one of my side projects is I have I co-founded and I'm helping a company. We do vinyl pressing in Poland. Higher quality than anything that's done in the US, same price, and we ship all over the world. And so vinyl is hot right now. So I collect vinyl myself, obviously, too. So Andre. Yeah, so serial entrepreneur, I'm starting a company in a watch world, but Boomtime is my day gig. It's the 4th agency that I've managed. I started 3 of my own, and always was really kind of, a little bit upset as a business person at the fact that, if you have an agency, it's really hard to scale. Marketing agencies are hard to scale. I think we all know this here. And so I for 10 years, I thought about, how can this work better as a business? And I approached it from a very product. I have a lot of product background, from a product background. So can we productize marketing services? And then in New Mexico, when I moved to New Mexico, I met someone who had started Boomtime, was the founder of Boomtime and the CEO of Boomtime. And he had the same thoughts and issues, but he approached them from a very technical standpoint as opposed to a product/marketing standpoint like I did. And we felt like we were 2 peas in a pod, and had the same pet peeves, and so we stayed in touch. And 2 years ago, he decided he was also a serial entrepreneur. He had started another company that was doing really well, and he decided to go and run that company. And he tapped me to replace himself. So at Boomtime, we do digital marketing. We do everything under the sun, but we're really focused hard on building our own products. And I say products, not services. So we've productized and developed a platform that helps these products work that has marketing modules, mostly right now around lead capture and nurture. So I'm very interested in talking to Jason and to Michael separately, maybe as the three of us at the same time, doesn't matter, but I think there could be some great synergies in what we do and what you guys do. But anyway,
JP, I'm gonna cut you off because you're over. Thank you. I saw the tool myself, at least the LinkedIn focused one. Really cool. Something that both Jason and Michael, I think, would appreciate seeing. So definitely, you guys should connect. Let's move on. Thank you again for joining us. And let's see who was next after JP. Jeff Linder.
Oh goodness. I'm not prepared. Very nice to be here. I recognize several people. I see Andrew here and Schulkin. I haven't talked to you in a long time. Christina, I remember seeing you in this group, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. I mean, you were just a nonplussed because Pepsi had hired you and you just couldn't believe it. And you were doing such, and there's a reason, because they like you. You're a sweet person, wonderful person, and your work is terrific. So anyway, and Lynn, yes, we have connected before, so it's great to be here. My agency, Fresh Branding Group, I started it in 2008. After having spent years and years, I don't want to even say how many years, but more than 20 at really big agencies working on giant accounts. I mean, I always say from A to Z, from Audi to Xerox and everything in between, lots of food and beverage. I focused originally on food and beverage accounts, and still do that. Want to get back to that, but really working on going back to some. And in the pandemic, lost my wine business and want to go back to that. I'm kind of a wine fanatic myself, and really now we're focusing on pharma, OTC pharma, and RX pharma. The agency pretty much focuses. We do what clients need when we decide on a branding campaign or a marketing campaign, however we want to talk about that. But we tend to really like doing television. Yes, people do watch television, and they like the good commercials. They don't get up and go to the bathroom. So that's what we do. We make the commercials that people want to stay and watch. Hey, honey, look at that. This is a good one. Anyway, that's Fresh Branding Group, and I'm Jeff Linder.
Thank you so much. I moved things around a little bit because we had Lynn and Rajiv next, but we may run out of time. I'm going to try to move it along quicker. Andrew Schulkind, you're up.
Hey everybody, Andrew Schulkin, company's Andigo. We do web development and content marketing. Something that might help you remember me is white text on a white background. I'll explain. When I started Andigo, we were creating CD-ROMs, laptop presentations, set-top boxes, give you an idea how long ago that was. We built our first website a couple of years after we got started, but the real watershed moment for us came when the search engines, Google most notably, addressed all the black hat SEO tactics that people were using, white text on a white background being one of the most insanely popular of them, and put the focus more squarely on on-page content. Since I'm not a coder by trade and I am absolutely nobody's idea of a graphic designer, my strength lies in content and message. We were able to combine the strengths of our team overall into content marketing and web development. And that's really what has helped us help a lot of clients and what has helped us differentiate ourselves. And that's how we wound up where we are.
Schulkin, does that mean school kid?
Yes, you've taken clearly at least one semester of German in high school or college. Well done.
Yiddish.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do it too.
Didn't take Yiddish, but whatever. I heard enough of
it. Very good.
All right. Mark Herre. Mark, you on mute maybe?
There we go. And I'm going to share my screen. I just want to say sometimes it's really busy and hectic out there when you're meeting people and you're doing all sorts of things to introduce yourself in groups like this. So I'm going to just change it up a second and here, posting and adding my screen.
Yep, see it.
And watch this. All right, let's turn that off. I thought I'd share something that I did 15 years ago to mix things up a little bit, to introduce my white label SEO company. It's called SEO Game. I started it 26 years ago, and I focus strictly on delivering rankings, not SEO, because SEO is a 3-letter dirty word, I like to say. And what I focus on is behind the scenes for a digital marketer. I help get all their websites ranked #1, and I'm managing several dozens and dozens. And what happens with rank delivery is I don't get paid until the rankings get to the level of expectation that the digital marketer hires me for. And I've been doing that for 15 years. That video is 15 years old. I like to claim that it was me doing the stage dive. I did. It's an attention grabber right at the very beginning of a 2-minute introduction of how white label SEO worked 15 years ago and how it works today. Guess what? Nothing's changed. Digital marketers still want to be on the first page of Google for their top keywords. And so that's what I do.
Very cool. I love the little Yoda in the background there. All right. Andre, new job. Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. Hello, everybody. My name is Andre Archambault. I can't remember who it was. Krista Ginak. With your the pronunciation of your name, it's precisely why my handle everywhere is the phonetic spelling of my last name at Archambault, ARSHIMBO. Even my Salesforce iteration is at Archambault. Anyway, I have just landed a new role at a company called CloudRack. CloudRack is about an 8-year-old company. We are dedicated to simplifying and the onboarding of Salesforce within orgs of all sizes and shapes. I was directly hired by the guy who manages the SMB group, but as some of you who know me and may know me well, SMB is only scratches the surface of the kinds of relationships that I have between ad agencies, direct clients, frankly, some mom and pop businesses. Really runs the gamut, and we can service that from a one-off project if someone needs to clean up some of the data that they've got, all the way through to launching Salesforce within a wide enterprise. I am their first national account executive here in the States, and looking very, very forward to getting my feet wet. Jason, it probably makes sense for us to reconnect. And Michael, although I don't know if he's still on.
Falato had to leave.
Yeah. So what we do is we do the installation of Salesforce to make sure that all of the fields that are needed, all the capabilities, all the app pieces, bits and pieces. That's what we do.
Very cool. I'm keeping to the 2 minutes because we're tight now. We have a few people left. Christina, you're up. Christina Hagopian, are you on mute? Are you still with us?
I am on mute. I'm Christina Hagopian. I own a graphic design and creative direction business. I always say, good design is good business, and people that value good design are the ones that I partner with over and over again. Yes, Jeff, I did work with Pepsi years ago, and they were a cornerstone client for us for our email business. It is our secret sauce, having email marketing as one of our cornerstone services. We also do the run-of-the-mill logo and website design and development. And I would be happy to share a recent project of ours as a story to share. I know Krista, we're all about stories. So when we started this endeavor with this business, it was called Recovery Plus. And do you see a screen with all aqua?
Yep.
So we had no assets. We had just a name. They started their business basically because it was telemedicine took off during COVID, and these are people that couldn't get to rehab centers that were at risk for cardiac events and additional heart attacks. These are people that, if they didn't have the proper recovery means, they could die. It would be that dire. So we created an entire logo system for them. This is what their site looks like currently. It looks very bland. We did the best that we could with their stock photography, but we definitely wanted it to take it up a notch. And we just developed an entire creative direction platform where we created a whole new image library and did a photo shoot and really brought this whole concept to life of what happens when you need care and you can only have it in a remote way. So we did an entire video and a whole photo shoot, and it's really starting to come to life. It feels like a real brand. Our people are real, and they're not just stock photography images, and the branding has all come full circle. We're actually, Michael, the next conversation I want to have with you is they want to start to dive into redesigning their app. And I'd love to talk to you about their team. This is Peter's company. He's part of the group as well. And they're very pleased with the whole rebrand and how the look and feel is really starting to help them raise capital. So that's what we do. We bring brands to life in new ways and add new life to them.
Thank you. Very beautiful, beautiful stuff. When does it launch?
Very shortly. We're in the final edits, and you know how that is. Final testing and edits will be probably within 2 weeks.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to jump to Rajiv. Since Lynn, we got a lot of info in the beginning about you and your business. Rajiv, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, I recently spoke at the United Nations on solving homelessness through coaching and technology. Thought leadership is something that helps to magnetize your ideal clients towards you. If anyone would like to know more about that, let's talk. That's it.
Very cool. And I have somebody to introduce you to who works with former athletes. Okay, Lynn, you can fit in. Still here? You're on mute, Lynn?
Yep, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So the magic for product launch strategy is in launch success is in the strategy. The product launch of a pharmaceutical or medical device product is complicated with many moving pieces, and tactics really are not the answer. The magic for success is clarity, and most important, the high-level thinking in creating that strategy. This is why medical directors in pharmaceutical and medical device companies reach out to me and where I do my best work. My name is Lynn Donaldson from Connecte Strategic Solutions Group. Trying to keep it short and mindful of your time.
Thank you. Yeah, and we certainly saw the great work you're doing with the technology. I'll give myself 2 minutes. So my name is Michael Bendit. My company is called Software Development Resources. I named it that because that's exactly what I provide. Didn't feel like it was, I was in a position to start building a brand that was not associated with the work that we do. And I do provide resources. So I am not the resource. My team isn't the resource because I am the only person in my team, but my teams that I represent, sales representation that is, have a broad range of capabilities. About 60% of our work is in the marketing world. My teams specialize in different platforms, So Shopify, WordPress, Magento, other e-commerce platforms, other content management system platforms. And we do a lot of work in partnership with agencies. I just recently got a request from a member here who does Shopify work. They need extra resources. And I hope to be able to connect them with one of my teams that is based in Latin America. So they were looking for a time zone aligned resource at like $75 an hour, which is about half the rate of what they could probably charge for those resources. So they'll make a nice margin. I only charge 20% on what my teams make. That's my standard approach. People don't pay me until they get paid. So it's very low risk for them. That is my teams. And I'm the guy that matches the team with the need on the business side and the requirement side. And translating those business requirements into matching them with the right team is what my role is all about. So, people come to me when they need help figuring out, okay, what's the right team for the project that I have in mind. That's pretty much we're at the top of the hour, exactly at the top of the hour. I'm going to go back into gallery view. I want to thank all of you for showing up today. Great to hear from all of you, and thank you, Krista and JP, for coming as guests. Jillfrances, welcome back. And Christina, good to see you again, and everybody, of course. If you want to download the chat, now would be a good time to do that. So if you open up chat, hit the 3 buttons on the right. The first option is save chat for everybody who has put their chat contact information or LinkedIn contact information. You could download it now. If you want to connect with somebody else or just want to chat with me, just reach out. I'm happy to connect you with anybody in the group. You can always, as a member, you can always reach out directly, of course, but if you can't remember their name or what they do or their business name, ping me. Thank you all again. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy the good weather, at least on the East Coast. I don't know what it's like in Utah or elsewhere, but enjoy.
Thanks,
nice
Michael.
meeting you all. Thanks for having me.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.